really appreciate Starlin's work, and he's been getting after it really hard. So I asked him just to back off a little bit, just go play, have a good time, and see what happens. Exactly what I told him.
Astro waits on a 1-1, drilled to deep left. Way back there, and it will go! A home run. 5-1. We're at Marlins Park here in downtown Miami, Florida for Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Tonight, the Cubs go for their third consecutive win. It's the middle game of a three-game set against Giancarlo Stanton and the Marlins. Great to have you with us once again, Jim Deshaies and Len Casper. The former pitcher always likes to talk about the mound work, and the Cubs staff has been really good here these last 2 days.
Indeed, they have. They posted very good numbers for quite a while now. The starters, in particular, since May 10th, have the third best ERA in Major League Baseball. We focus on the last two games, that 11-inning game back at Wrigley on Sunday, and then last night Jason Hamill was so good. But 20 innings, just 10 hits and 2 runs allowed in these last two ball games.
Yeah, 2-1 in 11 innings on Sunday, 5-1 in regulation last night, and it'll be Kyle Hendricks to take the ball against the Marlins for the first time in his career.
Yeah, 2 starts ago, he had that complete game shutout in San Diego, followed it up with 7 solid innings last time, allowing just 1 run. So you see the breakdown. The first 7 starts, had some rough starts, had an ERA of 5.15 in those ball games. Really good in the last 2. 0.56 in his last 2 starts.
25-year-old left-hander Brad Hand will go for the Marlins.
Yeah, he's a lefty. He's got a little giddy up on his fastball. He can reach 95 miles an hour. He's been working out of the pen. Made a spot start last Wednesday against the Pirates. It was solid 5 innings of shutout baseball.
Only the 8th left-handed starter the Cubs have faced in their first 50 games of the season. They jumped all over the Marlins last night. 2 runs in the first inning, all Jason Hamill would need. We'll have game 2 coming up next.
is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T U-verse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Fans filing in. The roof closed once again here tonight. We'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Park TV and Electronics in Rankin, Illinois. And if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Cubs at 27-22 picked up some ground on the Cardinals, who lost last night. So a 5-game lead for the Cardinals in the National League Central. Here's the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. It is Dexter Fowler in the leadoff spot. Chris Bryant batting second as per usual, but notice he's playing left. First time he's started in left at this level. Rizzo, the South Florida native. Junior Lake, he'll bat cleanup. Starlin Castro's his shortstop. Addison Russell batting sixth, the highest he's hit in the big leagues. David Ross is the catcher. Kyle Hendricks the pitcher. Jonathan Herrera at third. There is an injury to report. We'll tell you about that in a second.
Well, let's first tell you about the Marlins and how they line up defensively here this evening. Yelich, Ozuna, Stanton left center, and right Echevarria back in there at shortstop. He can really pick it. This is a good team defensively. They've only committed 20 errors, fewest in the National League. Gordon at second, Boers the first baseman, Martin Prado over there at third, JT Realmuto, the rookie, is doing the catching tonight, and Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Brad. Eating some food, learning about Cuba. Hand. 15 games, 1 start, 0-1 with a .450 earned run average.
Sam Holbrook will work the plate. James Hoy at first. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, at second. Bill Welke is at third. Jorge Soler, day to day, tweaked his ankle trying to beat out a ground ball in the game last night. So that's why he is out of the lineup tonight. And aloha, Mr. Hand, and a strike.
Mr. Hand's got pretty good stuff. He can max out around 95 with that fastball, sit comfortably 92, 93. Complemented with a curveball and a changeup.
He is a Minnesota native, second round pick, 2008. Born in Minneapolis.
Signed out of high school. Good action on that changeup at 84 miles an hour. Looking at his minor league numbers, and he's been up with the big league club all year, and he's been up and down in the past. But high walk numbers throughout his minor league career. That's kind of held him back.
And that one rifled the other way into right for a base hit. So Make-A-Wish, Illinois will benefit via Binny's Beverage Depot. $100 donation. Nice job, Dexter Fowler.
He got it started last night with a base hit, and Cubs ended up putting a 2-spot on the board in the top half of the first. He's coming off a really rough homestand. Hitting a walk last night, scored twice.
Here's Chris Bryant, and a pick toss to first. You noticed Hand was working from the stretch with nobody on. As a lot of relievers do, getting a starting assignment here tonight. So his 16th appearance and only his second start. They've got a bunch of injuries in their rotation. 1-0 on Bryant.
As Len mentioned there in the open, the Cubs have seen very few left-handed starters. This is just the 8th. They've been good against left-handed pitching, hitting .275 as a team, second best average in the National League.
Could be 2. Cincinnati. Gordon. They turn it 6-4-3.
Echeverria missed a couple of days with a tender shoulder. He was one of the better shortstops in the league.
So lending their pitcher a hand on defense here. Now 2 outs, nobody on. And it's Anthony Rizzo who had the game-winning RBI double in the very first inning of Game 1. He has massacred left-handed pitching. As JD mentioned, haven't seen a lot of it. But what he has seen, he has handled quite easily. And that goes back to last year. The 0-1. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. And these are little league numbers.
Yeah, and that's not just for left-handed hitters against left-handed pitching. That's all hitters against left-handed pitching. That on-base percentage were to hold up, it would be the highest in Major League Baseball since 1974, and that's just because that's as far back as the records go that we could dig up. So who knows? It'd be tough to sustain, but it's been fun to watch. Look at his year by year since coming to the big leagues against lefties. $172, 208, 189, and then last year the big turnaround when he hit 300 and just kept on rolling.
Ball 4. So that on base percentage against lefties inching towards 600.
Pretty good action on that fastball, but it's down and in. Rizzo accepts the walk.
Here's Junior Lake in the cleanup spot. He's playing right. Cubs made a roster move before the game. Matt Caesar here. Mike Baxter option to AAA Iowa. So Caesar is back for the 3rd time already. We showed you last night he was sizzling hot at AAA. So those numbers, 172 in the big leagues, 330 for Caesar with the I-Cubs. Tapper on the ground, hand off the mound to get it, and that will end the inning. Single, a walk, no runs. Marlins coming up against Kyle Hendricks. Lineup brought to you by Southwest. Not too many changes. Gordon, Prado, Stanton at the top, as we saw last night. Bohr, Ozuna, and Yelich in the middle. Realmuto. Adeiny Echeverria, as JD mentioned, is back after missing 3 games with a bruised left shoulder. And Brad Hand, the pitcher, will hit 9th.
A little different look for the Cubs defensively here tonight. Chris Bryant gets his second start in the outfield, first in left. Fowler, the center fielder. Junior Lake gets a turn in right. Jonathan Herrera gets a start at third base. Castro and Russell up the middle. Rizzo over at first. Ross behind the plate. And Kyle Hendricks is our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher for the Cubs, making his first ever start here against the Fish. A lot of no decisions, 9 starts, 1-1 with a 3.76.
And he begins with a strike on D. Gordon, who leads the majors with his .370 batting average. He did go 0 for 4 last night, lined out twice. And he chops one to the shortstop. Castro going to be close. Out at first. Gordon gets down the line as well as anybody in the league.
Yeah, that's his game. Slash it, line drives, hit it on the ground, use the speed. A little double pump there by Castro. Almost cost him. It's just a reflexive move that he has. They're trying to break him of it. He's working at it. Old habits die hard.
Now Martin Prado, 2 hits, including a double in the opener. Playing third base. And strike 1 called. So David Ross back there. Looks like he'll get back-to-back starts with John Lester pitching tomorrow night. A roller to Russell.
Well, you could have predicted this. The Marlins hit the ball on the ground more than any other team in the league, and Kyle Hendricks is a ground ball pitcher. With that sinker, gets a lot of ground balls. He got a ton of ground ball outs last time, including a couple of double plays. It was a no decision for him against the Nationals in his last start. He went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run. It was a Bryce Harper home run, the only run he gave up.
Stanton takes ball 1 wide. A hit, a steal, and their only run last night. Leads the majors in RBIs with 44 and strikeouts with 70.
Yeah, he has shown a willingness to chase that slider off the outside corner. Hendricks doesn't really have a wipeout slider. He throws curveballs. He does have a cutter. So he's got to take a little different approach than a lot of right-handed pitchers would with Stanton, which would be hard in and then sliders away.
That is a strike. We talked the other day about hitters occasionally will move around in the box depending on who they're facing. Well, Stanton, he's got that back foot right on that back line. Wouldn't worry about velocity if you're Stanton tonight against Hendricks. So you see that back chalk line. He also stands well off the plate. Long arms. And fouls it back. Hendricks, 25 years old, 6'3", 190. From Southern California, went to Dartmouth. Ball 4.
A couple fastballs up there, and Stanton had pretty good swings at him. Tried to get him to offer at that sinker, and Stanton able to lay off and take the walk. And that's you know, I think the slider is more of a chase pitch for Stanton than the fastball down. So this is going to be an interesting matchup to watch as the night rolls on.
Bohr 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts last night. Baseball lingo, he wore the size 3 collar.
And Hamill got him chasing high fastballs. That's really not part of Hendricks' game either.
He was terrific. Career best 11 strikeouts for Jason Hammel last night. Complete command.
Joe Madden talking about Hammel today was just really impressed with his fastball command. The slider was electric last night. It was the electric slider. It could be a new dance.
Two 2-1 changeup. 2-2 on board.
Yeah, this was not a lot of hard contact. There were a lot of swings and misses. Didn't walk anybody. That's become the norm with Jason Hammel. For the year, 69 strikeouts, 7 walks.
Inside, you might have been able to hear Sam Holbrook on the field microphone.
Let's take a look at our Menards pitch tracks. See if Sam got it right. Could have been.
Stanton will take off on this 3-2 with 2 outs. There he goes. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Change up. First strikeout for Hendricks. Scoreless after an inning from Miami. Their third straight win. Game 2 of a 9-game road trip covering 3 cities. Starlin Castro had been hitting cleanup, moved down to the 6th spot last night. He's hitting 5th tonight. And he takes a strike. Committed an error last night, but then later hit a home run.
Got a cement mixer from Brian Morris. Put a charge in at about 430 feet. For his 4th long ball. Extra base hits have been rare for Starlin over the last couple of weeks. So maybe that'll be the start of something good for him. Tries to get a little mojo going offensively.
He's been much better against lefties than righties this year. Two and 1 the count. Addison Russell hitting 6th tonight is on deck. Then David Ross. back to the pitcher. Mentioned Brad Hand from Minnesota.
Chaska.
Chaska, yeah, it's a little southwest of Minneapolis.
I think it's on a lake. Pretty good guess, right?
That's a really good guess. How about this? That's the third consecutive 1-3 ground out.
He's taking PFP out there. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. With summer right around the corner, things are heating up at Wrigley Field. Make your plans now to catch a game in the friendly confines. The Cubs are back home starting Thursday, June 11th. It'll be a 6-game homestand, and the Reds and the Indians are in town. Get your tickets at Cubs.com.
In case you're wondering, Chaska was incorporated in 1871 as a village, and as a city 20 years later, 1891. Now you know.
Any notable people from Chaska?
Brad Hand.
And this guy can field the comebacker, let me tell you. Sometimes he jumps when he doesn't have to.
According to Wikipedia, Fred Hoiberg, the new Bulls coach.
See? Things come full circle.
How about that? Three balls, no strikes.
Pull out your driver and swing as hard as humanly possible. Nope. Taking all the way. Trying to get on base, make sure he clears the pitcher spot in the batting order.
You know, I'm guessing Fred Hoiberg lived there when he played for the Timberwolves. I think that's the Chaska connection.
Claiming him.
I don't think he grew up there. Pitcher on deck, the 3-2. Drilled out into very deep left center. Back toward the wall, and it's going to one-hop the out-of-town board. And David Ross has a 2-out double. Won the game on Sunday in the 11th with a little blooper. That was anything but a blooper.
Yeah, this is a rocket. 3-2 heater. Got the head out on it. Not only does he make sure that Hendricks gets to bat in this inning, but he's got a chance to score on a base hit. Won't be easy. The outfielders will shorten up with Hendricks batting here. Jason Hamill got himself a base hit last night.
Kyle looks like a golfer at the plate. You just see him concentrating on the 5th tee box right now. I mentioned this before. He's a very good golfer, but he doesn't play a lot.
Yeah, it's like he's already checked that box. Figured that game out.
2-1.
I don't know if that's the first curveball we've seen from him, but we haven't seen many.
You wouldn't be surprised to know that Hand was a hockey player growing up. First baseman on the baseball team. Played some football. Backhanded play. D. Gordon, and he gets Hendricks. Nice play by Gordon. Inning and a half in. 0-0. Now for our Xfinity high-speed action late night last night, Tampa Bay and the Angels. Rene Rivera trying to avoid a double play, slid a little early, and Eric Ibar eventually tags him out. It's a bit of a misread on the length between first and second.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was thinking there. Maybe he thought, well, if they tag the base, if I stop, I can get in a rundown. And then he was so close to second base, said, well, I really don't want to try to get out of a rundown. I'll just let him tag me. Should have used the timeout.
Did I ever tell you the cruise story?
No.
Pittsburgh cruise adventure. Have you ever been on?
I have not.
Well, we were planning on going on a holiday cruise, leaving from Miami. And our flight got delayed from Chicago. The boat was sitting there. It hadn't taken off yet. It's like a 5-day cruise or something. They wouldn't let us on. We got there like 10 minutes.
Really?
Past the time the gates closed.
You didn't like run down the dock and jump off like they do in the movies?
No, they don't allow that anymore.
So what'd you do?
Flew home the next day. It was Christmas Eve. Flew home on Christmas.
Oh no, yeah. That's like Home Alone. Only it's home together.
1-1.
I'm weeping for you. That is awful.
Made for a good story, though. If we'd gone on the cruise, I wouldn't have told the story.
Yeah, a lot of people go on cruises. Not that many people aren't allowed to board the boat.
Hey, wait for us. The best part is Hendricks is ready for a 2-2. Swinging bunt. Ross can't make the play, so Ozuna's got an infield hit. First hit for Miami. Went about, 8 feet?
Yeah, just beat it into the dirt in front of home plate. The dirt has been watered down pretty good. It's going to be a difficult play anyway, and obviously once he couldn't get the handle, there was no play.
Yeah, they told us we could fly to the next port of call and meet the ship kind of halfway through the tour of the Caribbean. Runner goes, and Yelich is going to bounce out to Rizzo. It was rather expensive. I think we're going to pass, but thanks.
Yeah, I had this vision you could be on a boat, you know, a little speedboat going out to the cruise ship, and then they throw the ladders down and you guys climb up. That's the way it's supposed to go. With everybody on board cheering you, and Isaac's there with the drink, and Julie's there with.
There you go. JT Realmuto, the catcher. Ball one. Runner at second with one out and nothing tie. Ball might have been deflected by Hendricks, but Russell able to adjust.
So it'll go a 1-4-3 on the scorecard, and everything on the ground so far for these Marlin hitters against Hendricks.
Danny Echeverria. A collision with Christian Yelich on Friday in Citi Field in New York, so he missed Saturday through Monday. See, off to a good start with a .300 batting average. Runner at third, two gone, 1-1 the count. One and two now. Yes, I'm getting all these tweets. Flying the day before the cruise. Yes, I know, but we were supposed to land like 10 hours before. You're right. Driven to right, trouble. Lake back on it. He's not going to get it. And it's going to bounce out of play for an RBI double. On a 1-2 pitch, Echeverria gave it a ride the other way, and it's 1-0 Marlins.
Echeverria showing pretty good power the other way. Lake had really shortened up for him, and you would anticipate that in the off field. Next time might play him a little bit deeper. I don't think you would have gotten it anyway. He really put a charge in this one. Hendricks staying out away from Echeverria and down for the most part. That one up a little bit. The first ball to leave the infield turns into an RBI double.
So they're on the board first. Did not have a lead last night. Cubs got on early. Hand lifts it in the air, and it'll be caught by Chris Bryant.
And here's the Casper family. Dump them on the cruise ship.
All season long on Comcast Sportsnet, brought to you by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Patrick has taken his talents to South Beach to cover this series.
Yeah, I escaped that, what was it, 40 degrees, I think, when I left. So can't complain about, got to be the most unique ballpark we go to.
Unique's a good word.
Yeah. Tell us about Joe Madden today. What did Joe have to say that was interesting?
Joe's always interesting. I thought his response to Starlin Castro being timed on SportsCenter, the 30 seconds it took for his home run trot, I think Joe put it well that, you know, it's a superficial element to our game and that some guys are just easy targets. I think if another player did it, SportsCenter probably wouldn't be hammering Starlin, but it was one of the first things I saw last night when I got back into my hotel, and I think Starlin's just kind of one of those lightning rod figures.
No, he was asked about it today, right? Were you there when?
Yeah, I asked him if if he watched SportsCenter this morning, and he said he did not. He didn't time it. He knew it wasn't fast, but he had zero issues with it at all. And he's had Starlin's back really throughout what had been a pretty difficult month in May.
It's Jonathan Herrera getting the start at third as he bounces one to the second baseman Gordon. So Bryant in left tonight. Sounds like Soler day to day with the ankle issue, and some lineup switches tonight.
Yeah, Jorge Soler is supposed to be getting an MRI tonight after injuring his ankle trying to beat out an infield single, and I think it's pretty surprising or impressive that Jorge's played in 49 games so far. I know that had been the big issue for him, but at this point, you know, Joe couldn't rule out the idea that he wouldn't go on the DL.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a DL-able injury as Fowler takes a pitch low for ball one.
Yeah, you never know, right? With an ankle, it's hard to tell. I saw him leaving the stadium this afternoon when we got here. He was heading out. And moving fine, but we'll see.
Cubs have the 9th overall pick in the draft, 3-day draft, right? Starting next Monday. What are you hearing? Have you been poring over the top 10 prospects in the draft?
It's not quite. I know Jason McLeod says it's their Super Bowl. It's not the same, you know, when they're drafting 9, at least from a media perspective. But you do wonder if this is the year they're going to finally draft a pitcher at 9. I think history says they won't. But from what everyone's saying, it's kind of a wide open draft here, and especially picking 9, that the Cubs could have an opportunity to surprise the way they did with Kyle Schwarber when last year people were kind of criticizing the pick, and now people wondering, you know, why isn't he up here as a designated hitter next week, or can he help this team in a pennant race? So whoever they get will immediately become kind of that next guy that we obsess over.
2-2 on Fowler. Cubs trail 1-0 here in the 3rd inning. We talked last night, Patrick, about June. You got a lot of teams that were in the playoffs last year on the schedule. You got a lot of road games. It does feel like you take as many wins as you can get, but if the Cubs can just kind of hang on here above 500. Ball is handled again by Gordon. The spin, the throw, safe. He beat it out.
Dan Jennings working his way out of the dugout as they review the video. Boy, Pete Gordon, a heck of a play. Just a little hesitation, and that may have cost him with Fowler going down the line.
Probably going to be too close to challenge. Still waiting.
Look how quickly he got up. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there that would convince me if I was managing to challenge this one.
And I think Sam Holbrook is going to tell Dan Jennings time's up.
See, my kids are little. You guys may have seen this. There's these games called Seen It, like these DVD games, and they show clips of like Disney movies or Harry Potter, and then the clip would stop, and there'd be questions, they could do a seen-it replay. You could compile all these plays throughout the baseball season and sell it as a board game. People could buy it. No, not a board game, but a game with a little DVD. And you could guess safer out, and then they would show you the conclusion of the play.
I like
for the
that.
baseball junkie.
Or maybe somebody a great idea.
Or for an umpiring school even.
Right? That was, by the way, the longest I've seen them wait to see if a manager was going to challenge this year. So infield hit, Dexter Fowler. Here's Bryant. Big lead by Fowler, and they'll check on him. So anyway, finishing the point, as we get into the trade season here, if the Cubs can just kind of do what they've been doing, they should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think Theo and Jetta are looking to add. They want to see, this team, playing into October. And I think they see an opportunity. I mean, we've seen most of the National League so far. There aren't, a ton of teams that are, going to blow you away. Obviously, we've seen the Nationals and Cardinals, the Giants, Dodgers. But, after that, the Cubs sweeping the Mets, I think certainly, showed something in terms of that could be their primary wild card, competition. And the Cubs certainly have trading chips. They didn't really touch that farm system over the winter, so they're in a great position if they want to go out and get someone. And Joe Madden, as repeatedly said, we can play with anyone. He thinks the front office and ownership will do their part, and I think that's what these next few weeks are about, exactly as you said.
He's thrown over a couple of times here. A close watch on Fowler. Now the pitch to Bryant, and it's a called strike.
I think it's really interesting if you're the Cubs and just a hypothetical. Say Cole Hamels is the guy, or frontline pitcher. Obviously, you're going to have to give up some real good pieces in your farm system to do that. So, are you willing to pull the trigger and do that, or hang on to those minor leaguers, go after a big name free agent pitcher in the offseason, really gear up so you have the present and the future covered.
Stanton going back. He's on the track, and he's got just enough room. Fowler tagging. He goes halfway to second before retreating. Well, JD, I think your example of Hamels is kind of what I was going to ask Patrick, and that is, do you do the straight up rent a player for 3 months knowing that he's probably going to leave, or does it have to be somebody you can keep beyond 2015?
I think as JD was saying, I think ideally they would like to still have that flexibility this winter to go out and get another pitcher. And I think a lot of it comes down to, different teams like different players. And that's something that, just as an example, the Mets don't particularly like Starlin Castro, even though we constantly talk about it. And what do the Phillies obviously like Addison Russell and Chris Bryant, but they're pieces to the major league team now. They're not off in the distance. And the Cubs, they're as close to untouchable as you're going to get, around this team. So there are obviously a lot of factors. I think there are a lot of ways that they can get better in incremental moves, and certainly getting a starting pitcher. I mean, where would you go first in terms of?
Well, see, that's for me. It would be very difficult for me to give away one of these chips, one of these really good, talented young kids. I'd hate to give that up. Because of the uncertainty, right? So you win the wild card, you could be done in a game. You win the wild card, you're done one game, you're done. So what have you given up for that rent-a-player?
Well, the value matters. The money part of it and the value part are kind of separate issues in this regard. It's one thing to go out and sign a John Lester and to spend a lot of money to get him, but in that transaction, you didn't have to give up possible assets that you could keep under your control at a very affordable rate. That will be a fair ball. Let's see if Fowler can score. He should be able to easily. Coming around third. Rizzo on his way to second. We're tied. Anthony Rizzo, we told you, can hit lefties. He has walked and doubled tonight against Brad Hand, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, the big guy just continues to wear out left-handed pitching. It's really incredible. Cubs getting good swings at Hand here in this inning. This is a breaking ball, outer third down a little bit. Bohr got a little piece, couldn't bring it down.
2-out RBI double. Here's Junior late. So does that make sense? You know, it's kind of double. It's one thing, it's to pay the veteran, but also to give up something that you might be able to use later that becomes a part of your core.
Yeah, I think there's a pitcher below the level of Hamels that makes sense. If you look at maybe the bottom, say 10 to 15 of their top 15 prospects, look at prospect 15 to say 4, and you see Anthony Rizzo hitting like this.
Junior Lake knocking him in. 2-1 Cubs. Junior Lake has made a lot of improvements, and just in time for a new manager who saw Junior with fresh eyes in spring training, and Joe has liked a lot about his game.
How about that swing right there, staying on that ball, going the other way, something we don't see a lot of from Junior, have not seen a lot of.
Patrick's run differential improving as the Cubs have played it 2. Here's Castro. Well, fun to talk about. It's only June 2nd.
Yeah, and I guess for me, if I were going to give up one of these young position players, these top tier guys, I would have to get a similar pitching prospect in return. I would have to get a guy who's big league ready, if not already in the big leagues. It's going to be part of my rotation for, well beyond this year.
You mean a baseball trade that's not predicated on somebody shedding payroll?
Yeah, and one that it makes sense for a rebuilding team that's looking for that position player, and a team like the Cubs that might want to add an elite arm to the mix.
Well, that's why the Mets and Cubs seem to make sense on paper because of what they currently have.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of loves Addison Russell, and the Cubs, kind of taking him off the table. But I do think when you see Rizzo playing like this and see the way Dan Vogelbach's performing, at Double-A, not that you're looking to trade him, but obviously if there's an American League team out there that maybe views him as a difference maker, the Cubs do have a lot of middle infielders, not just the big 3 we talk about, or even the way the Diamondbacks, when they traded Montero here, they kind of took a chance on Mejia, a guy that the Cubs was years away, and the Cubs could afford to kind of move for a win now type of piece.
Castro draws the walk. There's 2-out rally here. Back-to-back RBI doubles and then the walk. Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach, will head out. Well, Patrick, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. CSNChicago.com.
Hey, do you have, Patrick, before you go, I meant to ask you this earlier. You score the games, right?
Yes.
Do you have one of those little writer scorecards, or what do you use?
I do not. I use the sheets.
You use the sheets?
I use the one you got over there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you mark
my attention span isn't great, so I usually miss a couple, so I don't have.
Do you mark your strikeouts in red ink?
I do not.
Do you use pencil or pen?
Whatever Marriott pen is in the bottom of my bag. That's it.
Yeah,
that's my intricate scoring system. I'll leave you guys.
Because I was going to say the writers have that little that little kind of the writer's score.
Yeah.
I was going to say if you had that, we would have you bring it in next time for show and tell, and you could show everybody what that looks like. But since you don't use it,
it'd be pretty short.
Short.
Patrick Mooney, everybody. Here's Russell. 2 on, 2 in, 2 out. Fly ball to right. Stanton coming over. And he's got it right at the line to end the inning. The Cubs have the lead. It's 2-1 in the 3rd inning. Cup final coverage in town throughout the Hawks Lightning series. Tune in to Sportsnet Central for Luke Stuckmeyer's live reports in the Road to a Dynasty series every night, all series long on Comcast Sportsnet. Anthony Rizzo with the game-tying RBI double. Junior Lake then knocked him home with a double of his own. So Kyle Hendricks working with a one-run lead and a strike on D. Gordon. Rizzo will pick it up and get to the bag in time. Gordon is 0 for 6 in the series.
It's anxious for Rizzo, isn't it, on a ball like that? With Gordon going down the line, you got to wait for the ball, but you know you don't have a whole lot of time with the speedster going down the line. But you can't leave home without it. You got to make sure you have that baseball in your glove.
Prado, 1 ball, no strikes. Soft liner that'll drop in front of Junior Lake, or rather Dexter Fowler for the base hit. So Prado was his 3rd hit of the series. And now for a T-Mobile game changer. This homer didn't count for any more than any other home run off Mike Bolsinger at Dodger Stadium. You saw Bolsinger just look down. He knew he had given up a long one. But over the pavilion and left. A jaw dropper for Stanton.
Yeah, and Stanton with that mask that he wears now, he almost takes on a cyborg kind of feel. He's so big and strong.
Foul tipped. It's 0-2. He walked in the first. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 2 for Kyle Hendricks.
Well, so Hendricks, even though he doesn't have that wipeout slider, gets a swing and miss on one of his patented cut changeups to the right-handed hitter. Beautiful pitch.
Curveball missing on former Cup farmhand Justin Bohr. Came into the series with a 3-game home run streak. It ended last night. Struck out the first tonight. Interesting to note, the Marlins were the only team in baseball on opening day to not have a rookie. On their roster, they now have 4. Bohr, Realmuto, Urena, and Kendry Flores, a right-hander, added to their bullpen. And Steve Cishek, their former closer, was sent down to Double-A. Trying to work out some of his issues. The reason he wasn't sent to Triple-A, by the way, was simply travel logistics. New Orleans, their Triple-A affiliates in Reno. And he goes down to Double-A, and Jennings hopes that it won't be a long stint in the minors before Cishek is back.
Yeah, he can go down there and work on things. out of the spotlight of the big leagues and out of the coming out of the bullpen in a high leverage situation. Really can't be tinkering too much, but he can go down in their minor leagues, maybe work a couple innings at a time, work on his mechanics.
2-2 now.
Or mystified last night, mostly by the high fastball of Hamill. Here it's sinkers and changeups from Hendricks. I believe it was a full count last time, and he got him with a changeup.
Rizzo playing deep and behind the runner Prado here with 2 outs and a 3-2 count. He struck him out, got him on the change again. And as we go to break, congrats to all the 8th grade graduates from Glen Coast Central. The Fire invade the nation's capital for a battle with the first place DC United. Coverage begins at 5:30 on CSN Plus.
Fire coming off a big 3-0 win over Montreal. I will give you 100 bonus points if you can tell me the nickname of the Montreal team.
The soccer team?
Yeah. I got no idea.
The Impact.
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, you don't even know?
I have no idea.
I'm going to guess Impact.
Lay's Impact? The Battle in Yuppies? Well, they are the Impact. You got inside information.
Really?
All right, you got 100 points.
The Olympique. Weren't they the North American Soccer League team?
I don't know.
Back in the early 70s. Later became the Manic. Or the Manic. What did Russell do, by the way, to end the top of the third?
What did he do? He
did you write it down?
Yeah, he flew to right.
Okay, thank you.
He's standing out there.
Didn't mark it in for some reason as Ross took a half emergency swing, couldn't get it, and strikes out. That is strikeout number 1 for Hand.
David won't be saving that swing for the highlight reel. Curveball could be a good surprise pitch for him because he hasn't used it very much.
Sinker is low on Hendricks. Cubs lead 2-1 here in the fourth.
Marlins rotation decimated by injuries. Had to kind of go deep into that depth chart, and hands casing into the bullpen. He's making his second start. The kid Jose Urania last night made his second start up from AAA. I don't think they had any intention that he would be here this early.
Softly hit, going to be a tough play for Ham, but he set his feet and made a nice throw to Bourne. Not as easy as Hand made it look.
Cub fans, don't miss your chance to catch the best matchups in baseball. Reserve your place in line for history in the making. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waitlist.
Looks like they've got a good one.
Yeah, just 23 years of age. Jose Fernandez starting to work his way back on a rehab assignment.
Herrera takes a strike.
Henderson Alvarez on the DL, shoulder issues. Matt Latos has got a knee problem.
Stanton racing over, and he nearly overran it, but able to make the catch. Good Netflix suggestion, by the way. Speaking of soccer, Once in a Lifetime, the story of the New York Cosmos. Check it out. Really good. Up with Clark as a member of Clark's crew and receive kid-specific perks, experiences, and merchandise. Visit Cubs.com/kids to sign up today and be a part of the fun all season long. The home run sculpture in the deep left center. Hopefully it stays quiet the rest of this series.
Well, the Fish have not hit a lot of home runs this year.
One and one on Marcelo Zuna. Infield hit, and their run back in the second. He scored on the Echeverria double.
Marlins have hit 37 home runs, 15 of those by Stanton. Bohr's got 5. Nobody else has more than 3.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got that changeup working tonight. It's 3 straight strikeouts now.
Yeah, and all of them on the changeup. Stanton one just like that. Board, the left-handed hitter, one fading away from him, and Zuna gets that cut changeup for strike 3.
Yelich came in with a 9-game hitting streak. Rounded to first in the 2nd inning. Feels like Kyle's now, he's getting Sam Holbrook to work with him. Starting to get some of those calls on the edges. There you go. 0-2.
Maybe a little more leeway in the outside part than inside to the left-handed hitters. David Ross checking the scouting report on Yelich. What do you like to do to finish him off? They're going to try to bounce something. Change up.
Change up, strike 3, swinging. 5 on the night. 4 consecutive swinging strikeouts.
They say change is good.
It'll do you good.
This change is really good. The professor. Class is in session.
That guy loves it. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach.
Yeah, Boz loves it. Madden loves it. Borzello loves it. You know, they put together a game plan, and they got a guy out there who can execute it. And it's a guy who needs a game plan, a guy who has to change speeds and move the ball around. So guys that are fans of good pitching, if you're a catcher, you love to catch a guy like Hendricks, because if you ask for a pitch in a certain spot, there's a real good chance you're going to get it. And he knows what he wants to do.
Full 3-2. And Chavarria would bat next. Changeup was a hanger, and Real Muto with a base hit to left. But honestly, when you have a pitch in that location with 2 strikes, a single isn't the worst result if you're Kyle Hendricks.
No, look where he's worked it down and down, 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 and away. And that time he threw that cut changeup again, but left it up.
The only good news is it was toward the outside, so it took away some of Real Muto's ability to slug on that pitch.
RBI double for Echeverria last time. He hit a fastball away. One hopped it over the wall and right.
Got back in safely.
Where was the pitch? Must have been high. It was out.
The end of the bat as he pops it up. Castro waving off Chris Bryant. He's got it, and the inning is over. That's the end of 4. Cubs 2, Marlins 1. Final coverage in town starting at 6 with Blackhawks pregame live, then flip to CSN Plus after Game 1 for locker room reaction, highlights, and a whole lot more on Blackhawks postgame live. Stanley Cup Final Game 1 coverage begins tomorrow at 6 on CSN Chicago.
What are the odds makers, the pundits, saying about Stanley Cup Final?
I haven't seen, but my guess would be most people are saying Hawks in 6. Something like that. I think they're favored by most. Even though,
just based on matchups, I guess the way the Hawks went out to Anaheim and won that game 7 probably influencing a lot of people.
Sure,
too. That was pretty impressive.
Previous playoff experience. The Lightning can score. There's no doubt about that. I would give the Blackhawks the edge in goaltending. But there's going to be a lot of star power on the ice in that series.
Tampa would really be upset if Chicago got Joe Madden and the Stanley Cup.
Right. Third time through now against Hand. Fowler has 2 hits and 1 run. Hits that one hard. Yelich battling the lights, and he makes a catch.
A Gold Glover, he's a tremendous defensive player. Here it's just a matter of hanging in there and battling the lights before putting it away. But another good swing by Fowler, who could be 3 for 3 tonight. He'll have to settle for 2 for 3. His first multi-hit game in better than a couple of weeks.
Bryant getting the start in left. And 1 start in center early on this season. He's grounded into a double play and flied to the warning track in right. So last night, this is an Elias Sports Bureau note. Cubs got RBIs from 5 different players: Bryant, Castro, Rizzo, Russell, and Soler, all 25 or younger. The last time they had that happen, 5 different players 25 or younger drive in a run in the same game, was September 14th, 1974. Two and 2. So the Cubs, that's a really good nickname for this team. And a foul tip, strike 3. 2 for Hand.
Most your best customers and guests at a private suite at Wrigley Field. The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55 guests, include food, all you can drink, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites. Yee, look out. Dan Jennings had to be pleased with what he got from his starter last night, and I would say likewise here tonight.
Two and 1. Rizzo with the walk and the double. He now has that .600 on base average against lefties.
Finale of the series tomorrow night. John Lester has been lights out last month or so, up against the veteran Dan Herron. Herron's having a nice year, 5-2 with a .303 earned run average.
Broken bat roller. The Prado was playing way off the line in the shift. And that'll end the inning. Bottom 5. Cubs 2, Marlins less than that. Pitcher to pitcher as Brad Hand picks up a leadoff single. First hit of the season. He's only 4 out of 54 at the big league level, but he could hit in the minors. 3 career homers in 98 plate appearances. Pretty good hack there. Stayed in there nicely.
He looked like Rod Carew.
Herrera way in at third. Gordon bunts. It's a dandy. Throw gets by. Trouble here. Hand to third. He's going to be held by Lenny Harris. And it's second and third with nobody out.
Yeah, you know, he squared fairly early, but dropped down a beautiful bunt. Herrera would have been better off not trying to make a play with Gordon going down the line. All of a sudden, things getting a little dicey here for Kyle Hendricks. Pitcher gets a knock. Gordon with a bunt single, and nobody out. 2-3-4 coming up here for the Marlins.
So the infield will play back. Rizzo is in a little bit. Outside corner fastball to Prado.
Love to get a punch out here. Prado, good veteran hitter. Usually count on him to make contact in a situation like this. Good try. Which a lot of the Marlin hitters have been swinging at tonight. Prado able to lay off. You get in a situation like this sometimes and you start to tiptoe around contact. You really can't afford to do that here with Prado. You don't want to walk him and have to deal with Stanton with the bases loaded. If you can get Prado here and still have second and third, then you can pitch around Stanton.
The 3-1. Ball 4. They are loaded up. Second walk of the night. By the way, I didn't mean to leave you hanging. The 5 players with the RBI in the same game back in 1974, 25 and younger. Ron Dunn, Jerry Morales, Rob Sperring, Andre Thornton, and Jim Tyrone. And a 12-0 win against the Mets. And Chris Bosio will come out and tell Kyle Hendricks, get a triple play ball here.
Yeah. What do you say in this situation, right? Bases loaded. Giancarlo Stanton coming up to hit.
Yeah, this is a perilous situation for any pitcher. Stanton has 5 career grand slams and he's only 25. Already has a Marlins club record in home runs.
Yeah, and part of the message may have been, look, a walk here is not the end of the world. Ball behind, don't throw him a cookie. Stay with your game, make your pitches. He gets paid to drive in runs. He's shown an inclination to go out of the zone to try to do that. See if he can take advantage of it.
Obviously, you would exchange the tying run to get a shot at a double play ball here. Trying to keep the lead if you can. But get out of this inning at the very least without trailing if you can.
First pitch fastball strike, probably the last thing Stanton thought he was going to see there.
The 0-1.
That's a good pitch. Nothing wrong with that. If you do it a couple of more times and he takes his walk, so be it. That's the pitch you might get your ground ball with. Stanton gets a little antsy here.
Okay, 2-2. Four on deck, 3 on, nobody out.
Being very patient, but the antsy factor just went up a little bit now that there's 2 strikes. And he got it. Wow, that is big time pitching right there. My goodness. Wow. This is just beautiful. One of the most dangerous hitters in the game. And he works him over. That was the best pitch he was going to get. The first one, he wasn't looking for it. Hendricks doesn't give in. He keeps shooting for that outside corner, down around the knees, and then finally gets him to swing at the cut changeup again. That is masterful work.
So still loaded. 1 out in the inning, and it's Bohr, who has yet to put a ball in play in this series. Came in hot. And he has struck out every at bat, 5 and counting. In the set. 1 strike on him. Ground ball, foul. Foul ball, and it's 1-2.
I went to the breaking ball there. So here's the challenge for Hendricks. He's punched him out twice, change-ups both times. So as a pitcher, you think, okay, so he's just not seeing that change-up. That's what I'm going to try to finish him off with. Or he's got to be staying back in anticipation of seeing the changeup. Can I jam him with a fastball in, or can I climb the ladder the way Hamill did? It's not a real big part of Hendricks' game. Every now and then he'll do it. He'll throw that elevated fastball. Not a comfortable pitch for him, though.
That is our AT&T versus Multiview. First three reached. Stanton struck out. Now 2-2. The cleanup man, Bohr. Here it is. Popped him up. Infield fly rule in effect. Castro makes a catch. Runners holding. 2 down in the inning.
The one thing you notice about Kyle Hendricks, not just tonight, but anytime he's in this situation, the tempo doesn't change, the body language doesn't change, there's no panic.
Ozuna with 2 outs. Line shot, right center. It's going to score at least 2. Hand in, Gordon scores. Prado on his way to the plate. And the Marlins now lead by a couple.
Man, so close to getting out of that mess. Sometimes, I'm not saying this happened with Hendricks, but sometimes mentally when you're in that pressure situation, you get 2 outs, you kind of put yourself in the dugout. You think, I'm out of it. I've got 2 big outs here. And then you get a little sloppy and make a mistake.
Bases clearing double.
It's reminiscent of some of Kyle's April starts. Just 1 inning, 1 pitch from getting out of a big jam.
Now 4-2. He faces Yelich.
And conversely, how big is that swing for Ozuna? Bases loaded, no outs, to bases loaded, 2 outs, and nobody home. For a struggling ball club, that would have been so deflating to get nothing there.
Slicing drive's going to land foul to left. Changeup floats outside. Make it 2-1. Biggest hit of the series for the Marlins, without question, the Ozuna 3-run double.
Pitchers have done most of the heavy lifting for the Cubs over the last couple of weeks. Tonight it's going to be up to the hitters to come back. The Marlins bullpen has really struggled this year.
Swing and a miss. to end the inning, but the Marlins get 3 on the 2-out double by Ozuna. It's 4-2.
Physical therapy are back. Give your kids an unforgettable baseball experience this summer. First camp kicks off in Lake Forest on June 22nd. Sign up at Cubs.com/kids. I don't really like saying /kids.
How about /KIDS next time? Yeah, no, I'm with you. So Brad Hand now with a 2-run lead as he faces Junior Lake. Is 4-18 in his first 32 career starts. That's the worst record among all active starters with at least 20 assignments. Lake, as he likes to do on occasion, tried to bunt. 0-2.
Yeah, he debuted, Hand did, in 2011. Made 12 starts, was 1-8 with a 4.20 ERA. Mostly a minor leaguer the next couple of years. One start in 12, a couple in 2013. Last year, 3-8 with a 4.38, 16 starts, 16 times out of the pen.
Whoop. Really got away from him. 2-2. Major League debut was against the Braves June 7th of 2011. Gave up a solo home run to Alex Gonzalez. That was the only hit in a 1-0 loss that he allowed. He went those 6 innings. Second player in the modern era, according to Stats and Elias, to take a loss while going at least 6, giving up 1 hit or no hits in a major league debut as a starter. Mike Thompson did it with the Washington Senators back in 1971. Line shot and it gets past Echeverria out toward the gap. Lake on his way to second. He is safe standing. Couple of doubles for Junior tonight.
See how long the Marlins go with Hand here tonight. Good start for the Cubs in the 6th. Junior with a double toward the right field corner last time up. This one left center gap.
Castro has grounded out and walked. Next hit will be a milestone for him. He's got 899 career hits.
Good take.
It's been Mazzaro in the Miami pen. Reed Cornelius, their bullpen coach, watching.
Happy birthday, Reed Cornelius.
Oh, today's Reed's birthday?
It is.
How old is he? I guess 45.
4, I think, somewhere in there. There's Zach Roscup.
45 today, Reed
45.
Cornelius.
You nailed it. You could get a job at the Carnival.
Three and 0. 3-1. What would be your job at the Carnival?
Boy. No. That's a good question. I always wanted to be the guy that rode that motorcycle that went around and around in circles, like in that big cylinder. You ever see that at the Carnival? Yeah, I'd like to be that guy. I wouldn't last very long.
Toward the middle. Nice play by Echeverria. Boy, he cut off that ground ball quickly. Off balance throw to get Castro. He does move late to third with 1 out. I think I'd be a pixie dust spreader on the tilt-a-whirl.
Do they do that? Pixie dust spreader?
His cousin Eddie talked about that at Christmas vacation, so I thought it'd be a fun job.
I hated the tilt-a-whirl. Infield will stay back. That means Sanderson Russell has got to make contact here. Ground ball to the middle of the diamond gets the job done.
1 ball, no strikes.
Fly ball of any depth gets the job done. That's not deep.
Nope. Popped him up on the infield. Easy play. Prado. 2 outs.
David Ross will be looking to ambush a first pitch fastball here.
Hit that one hard, and it's picked clean by D. Gordon. Cubs had a chance. Stranded a man at third. South Beach, 4-2 Miami.
season with MLB.com at bat. At bat is up to the moment. At any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet.
Real Muto fouls out of play as we get started in the home half of the 6th. Joey Gallo making his major league debut tonight for Texas against Jeff Samardzija and the White Sox. 2-run single in his first career at bat. He is hitting 6th in their lineup, playing 3rd. Bounce back to Hendricks.
Well, if you had 1 to 3 on your baseball bingo card, you've been able to fill that a lot tonight. Hendricks due to lead off the top of the 7th, so this will be it for him.
Nationals, after getting swept in Cincinnati, are trying to sweep a split doubleheader against the Blue Jays. Jordan Zimmerman won the day game 2-0 over R.A. Dickey, and the Nationals lead 3-1 in the top of the 6th in the nightcap. 4-game series starting Thursday, Cubs and Nationals.
It's Scherzer in the nightcap, I believe.
You are correct.
That's a tough assignment for. I mean, that Blue Jay team could score a lot of runs.
Marco Estrada, Max Scherzer in that matchup. Bounce to the third baseman, Herrera. We'll see pinch hitter Donovan Solano for Hand. So when he goes to the bullpen, back to the bullpen, will he be a Hand specialist?
Yes, he will.
We did all the Hand puns last night, so I thought I had to drop in just one
more.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You said it earlier. I think Dan Jennings has to be thrilled with what he got from his starter tonight.
Yeah, you know, on the ropes there. The Cubs scored 2 off of him in the 3rd. Could have been worse. Cubs weren't able to cash in the leadoff double last inning. Got a little break there. Ross hit that rocket to second base to end the inning. The numbers won't support it, but I think Hendricks has outpitched him here tonight. Mott joins Roskub.
Charged by Herrera, picks it up, throws him out, and the inning is over. So we will go off to the 7th. It's 4-2 Miami. Nationals game 2 of a 4-game weekend set. First pitch 6 o'clock Central Time right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Marlin Chris Coghlan is going to bat for Hendricks. Sam Slicing and Dyson is on for the Marlins.
Dyson 2-2 with a 320 through 24 ball games. Strikeout per inning. League gets 231 against him. Throws hard, mid-90s fastball. Gets a lot of ground balls. He'll throw a changeup and a slider as well, but you see a lot of heaters from Dyson.
Well, in years past, you're down 2 going into the late innings. You wouldn't have felt too good, but this year feels different, and this offense has definitely shown the ability to come back. Miguel Montero on deck. Coghlan takes ball 1. Dyson, by the way, is from Tampa, Florida. A very popular place to be from in terms of Chicago fans this week. Ball 2. Went to the University of South Carolina. Made his debut with the Blue Jays in 2012. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Coghlan a little bit behind that fastball. Tough assignment coming off the bench. Facing a guy with a plus fastball. Leadoff walk would work just fine here.
Three and 2.
Just can't time him up. Hendricks, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. Just about all of them, if not all of them, coming on swing and miss changeups. 97 pitches, 62 for strikes.
Well, a swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Coghlan lost a grip on the bat. And the 3rd strikeout for Marlins pitchers tonight. Here comes Montero to hit for Herrera. Ball 1. Dyson was part of the South Carolina College World Series championship team. The first one in 2010. They won it again the following year, but he had already been taken by the Blue Jays in the 2010 4th round.
Congratulations to the Illini going to a super regional. They're hosting the super regional.
Oh. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Lenny Harris, who was so good as a pinch hitter, probably over there in that Marlin dugout just chuckling, saying, yeah, boys, it's a tough gig. Coming off the bench.
Fowler with 2 outs takes a strike.
87 is kind of a quick stroke arm action that Dyson has. That ball, not only is he a hard thrower, but I think there's some deception there too.
Ground ball. Gordon with a backhand play, and he got him. Smooth work by D. Gordon to end the inning.
Public transportation, always a good option. If you ride your bike, there's a courtesy bike check. It's located right there, Clark and Addison. You see the little bike. And if you drive, the Cubs provide free parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. That's at 3900 North Rockwell. For details, visit Cubs.com.
Bottom of the 7th, and it's Zach Rosscup.
And if you look overhead, sometimes you'll see Len parasailing into Wrigley Field. That's how he likes to get there. Cup 2-1 with a 4. He's got a new battery made too. Miguel Montero stays in the game to catch. Chris Coughlin takes over in left. Chris Bryant back into third. Would Chris have one chance out there? Hardly any balls hit in the air off of Hendricks.
Sounds right.
So, like I said, it's his numbers. 4 runs in 6 innings don't look good, but he really pitched well.
Gordon's had a nice defensive game.
How smooth is the middle of their infield? That's Echeverria and Gordon.
One single and a big run in the 5th. One of 3 scored on the double by Ozuna to give the Marlins his 2-run lead. Called strike. Castro spins, and he got him.
Pretty. Quick off the mark. Under control with the spin. Good, strong, accurate throw.
Joey Gallo's making it look too easy. 2-run homer in his next at bat. He's got 4 RBIs in his major league debut. Not Callow. It's Gallo. 1-1 to Prado.
Jeff Samardzija tonight, 8 hits, 6 runs in 3 innings of work. It's no fun pitching at that ballpark in Texas. Usually hot, uncomfortable, the ball really jumps.
Infield pop up. Castro takes charge back of the mound. Here's Stanton without his face mask.
Yeah, I've seen him take some at bats without. I wonder if it's with the lefty out there thing. Just more comfortable standing in there against a left-hander. Just a guess.
Yep. 0-2.
So that's interesting because that tells me that he doesn't, with the mask, it bothers him a little bit, right?
Correct. I was just thinking that. So you think if he liked it, he'd just wear it all the time.
Right. I wonder if he'll contemplate scuttling it all together.
That's well hit. Leg back. At the wall. It's gone. Number 16 for Giancarlo Stanton, and it's 5-2. Well, Montero wanted that fastball up, and Stanton was able to go get it.
But, Stanton has such good power to all parts of the field. If he tries to pull that pitch, it's probably a fly ball to center field.
It actually was right around where Montero wanted it.
I think, maybe if it's in a little bit more, he might get a swing through or he might take it. But, yeah, you don't normally see guys handle that pitch up there.
So Ford home run replay. '70th career home run for Stanton. As I mentioned earlier, he owns the Marlins franchise career record for home runs. Dan Uggla is second with 154.
Well, if he is here for the entirety of his contract, he'll be here through 2028.
He'll have every offensive record. Yep. Seems to kind of be understood industry-wide that he won't. But he does have an opt-out. The homer makes it 5-2 after 7. for the Marlins. And it could be a rubber match unless the Cubs can find a way to get at least 3 runs here in these final couple of at-bats. At least get this game into extras. Sam Dyson will continue on in the 8th with a 5-2 lead.
He went 3 up, 3 down in the 7th with a couple of strikeouts. Deal with the middle of the Cubs batting order.
Bryant fouls for strike 197 on that fastball from Dyson. Was picked by 4 to get Bryant.
Johnny Cueto back in action. The Reds have a 4-2 lead over the Phillies in the 7th in Philadelphia. Cueto had been dealing with a little bit of a tender elbow.
Their first start since May 19th. Jennings grabbed the ball from Sam Dyson. If it's a lefty, Anthony Rizzo's probably saying, I'm good with that. It's a Weber's Sauces and Seasonings call to the pen. Why grill with anything else? We'll be back. Weber's Sauces and Seasonings call to the pen. At first blush, this looks like the routine book sort of move, bringing in the lefty to face Anthony Rizzo. But as we have chronicled, he has absolutely dominated lefties. Tonight he went 1 for 2 with a walk and a double against the starter Hand. This could be a one and done or done. And you've got righties coming up after Rizzo.
Dunn has done a nice job neutralizing left-handed hitters so far this year, but overall the number is not good. He's got a 5.30 ERA. He's allowed 11 earned runs in 18 2/3.
I can't obviously speak to this specific situation, but it does make you wonder at times. Here's a pitch from Dunn off the outside corner. If a manager, has a left-hander who's kind of a specialist in his bullpen, kind of feel like that's why he's there, that you just make this move, even though the numbers would seem to indicate that.
Well,
it doesn't make a ton of sense.
And the The other argument would be he's the only lefty he has in the bullpen. Since Rizzo is so good against left-handed pitching, and this is not really a critical situation in this game, maybe you save that bullet for a matchup where there's a left-handed hitter that might come up that really struggles against left-handed pitching.
Two and one to count. Well, if you bring Dunn in this spot, obviously you want him to go right after Rizzo. He's shown a lot of patience. It's 2-1 on him. So theoretically, he should get something to hit here in this at bat. 3-1.
Got something to hit, just missed it. Down to a knee, looking to do damage on 3-1. You don't lay up on 3-1.
Carter caps
the hopper.
Yeah. Kind of jumps at the hitter. Deep drive center field, and it's going to stay in the yard as Stanton makes a catch.
Apropos of nothing, but you see the lineup card they print here? It kind of freak you out. It freaks me out.
Yes, they have righties on the left and lefties on the right.
When they list the bench and the bullpen guys. I don't know if we can get a shot of that or not to explain what I'm talking about. But okay, we move on.
Yeah, you get a lineup card, and
on the card they list the bench and the bullpen guys by
we've done the graphic before. Yeah,
right-handed, left-handed, and on this card they put out, it's the righties are on the left and the lefties are on the right.
They're going to do it that way. They should put the switch hitters somewhere other than the middle.
Yeah.
You can't really see it. Yeah.
You have to get tight and start.
Yeah. So the right-handers are on the left, and the left-handers are on the right.
Take our word for it. It's a Miami thing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see it. See? Right-handed switch, left-handed. Same with the bullpens. But if you look at it upside down, it's correct. Still 5-2. Cubs trail by 3. There's right-hander Edwin Jackson. Third pitcher tonight, Hendricks, Ross, Cup, Jackson.
Edwin has been used sparingly, pitching for just the 12th time this year. 2-1 with a 3.55.
Swing and a miss by Ozuna. Last time Marcell Ozuna batted, he cleared the bases with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Went from 2-1 Cubs to 4-2 Marlins.
Good try. Action on that slider from Jackson. Yeah, it's amazing. You think back to the runs they scored off Hendricks here tonight. First run came after Ozuna reached on a swinging bunt, and then a 2-out double by Echeverria. In that 5th inning, they put a 3 spot on the board, but the pitcher finds a little hole between third and short. Gordon drops down a bunt. Prado worked the walk, and then he just pitched beautifully to Stanton and Bohr. And one bad pitch to Ozuna, really the difference in this game.
Castro leaves his feet from his knees. He got him. And a really good play in the last inning. That one was even better.
Jarring the way he goes to his knees, but still manages to get turned around and make that strong throw from his knees. Wow, would have been easy to face plant on that one. Great body control.
Yelich hits a slicing drive to left. That'll be hauled in by Coughlin. Cardinals are leading 1-0 at home versus Milwaukee as Edwin will make this play. And we'll go to the ninth. That many outs to go. Will be a save situation for their closer A.J. Ramos.
Since moving into the closer spot, he's 4 out of 4 in save tries. Steve Cishek, who had that job, struggled, lost his job. Now he's in the minor leagues trying to get things straightened out. The numbers are outstanding for Ramos. Think about the saves. Just look at the batting average against. The ERA 1.07, just 12 hits in 25 in the third innings.
We're going to see Matt Caesar third in this inning. Castro, Russell, and then Caesar just came back from Iowa.
Ramos gets it done a different way than a lot of closers. He's not a high octane guy. 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, and changeup. Got a real good changeup.
Years old from Lubbock, Texas, to Texas Tech in his hometown. 21st rounder in 09. In his debut in 2012. Inside corner on the Heat for strike one. Paid crowd tonight 23,789.
Ooh, good slide ball. Yeah, I guess it speaks to the nature of the game now when you talk about a guy who throws 94 miles an hour and he's not a big arm out of the bullpen.
Yeah. Playing without Jorge Soler tonight with a sore ankle. Hopefully it is not something that will require a DL stint. The 1-2 through the hole and in the left. Career hit number 900 for Starlin Castro.
Second reach of the night for Castro. He walked back in the third.
So he is the youngest player to get to 900 career hits in a Cubs uniform. Ron Santo is 25 years 6 months and 1 day old. Starlin 25 years 2 months 9 days old. Swinging strike on Russell. Well, let's see if we can hang around for a while here in this 9th inning.
Yeah, well, you know, obviously the main goal here is to come all the way back and either tie the game or take a lead. The secondary goal is make Ramos work here, make him throw a lot of pitches, and maybe he wouldn't be available for tomorrow's game.
2-1.
It's not something the hitters are thinking about right now. They're just trying to get on base.
Castro led off the inning with a single. Good take. 3-1. Ray Rienzo is up. So Dan Jennings not taking any chances here with a 3-run lead. Ball 4. Cubs have something cooking here in the 9th. Time run will come up, and it's Matt Caesar. He replaced Mike Baxter on the roster just before the game started.
Good take here by Russell. A breaking pitch on the plate, but low. And Caesar, the Cubs, get a guy who was putting up very good numbers at AAA and was red hot at the time of his call up. See if it translates here.
A 7-game hitting streak with the Iowa Cubs, hitting .379 during that stretch before he got here tonight. Ball one. Cub fans making some noise.
Ouch. I don't think Rienzo's a high leverage guy. I think he's just getting some work out there. I think this is Ramos to the bitter end. Rally caps are on.
1-2. Really, the Marlin doesn't seem to be worried.
He almost never changes his expression.
And he got him. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It's out number 1.
Everything down around the knees, including the strikeout slider. Coughlin, a strikeout victim as a pinch hitter last time, was behind the Dyson fastball. See if he can get to the heater here. Won that bat under his belt, into the flow of the game now. Much better chance to compete in this at bat. Marlins 4-10 since Dan Jennings took over.
Coughlin went, according to Sam Holbrook, 1-2. That is a big swing pitch in any sequence, the 1-1 offering. So he's got a battle with 2 strikes.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Ramos, we talked about his repertoire, and so you can't eliminate anything. You know, a lot of times it gets late inning relievers. It's 2 pitch. Sometimes guys just pump one fastball after another, but he's got 3 quality pitches.
Ground ball into right. And everybody's going to advance. 1-0. Oh, Russell caught around second. For out number 2.
Joe, waiting a second as they take a look at it.
That's a kick in the gut.
Yeah, boy, the exuberance of youth. You make this mistake once, hopefully you never make it again. Down 3, station to station. Don't need to be aggressive there with that big turn. Got him.
So first and third, 2 outs, and Joe is going to challenge. Why not? It's kind of a desperation challenge, even if you're pretty convinced that he was out.
Yeah, and, you know, and in Joe's mind, there may be some value to making Ramos stand around out there for a little while between pitches.
Freezing the kicker.
Yeah.
Did he get him? Yeah, it looked like he did. Yeah, I agree with you. This shouldn't take too long to confirm. But again, I have no problem with making that challenge. Well, the tying run is at the plate with 2 outs, but could have been bases loaded, 1 out. The shortest reviews we've had, 45 seconds. Low and away to Montero. 5-2 Miami here in the 9th inning. 2 singles and a walk.
Holbrook's been big out there. Hendricks got some calls out there. That one appeared to be well off the plate. It was. Addison Russell hoping Montero can get him off the hook here. No guarantee the Cubs would have come back. Obviously, the chance is a lot better with bases loaded and 1 out.
Three and 2. Fowler on deck. We've seen Miguel. He doesn't seem to go out of his strike zone too often, especially in this situation. Trying to keep that line moving.
Yeah, played off some tough pitches. He's been in a bit of a funk here for a while now, but usually gives you a tough at bat. And the guy on deck's really been swinging it well tonight. Actually, with 2 hits in his last 2 at bats, a line out to left and a sharply hit ball in the second that Gordon made a heck of a play on.
Swing and a miss, and that'll end it. So the Marlins have set up a rubber game tomorrow. Marcell Ozuna with the big go-ahead 3-run double. And the final score tonight, Miami 5 and the Cubs 2. Time now for our Binny's Beverage Depot toast of the game. And really the key sequence was in that 5th inning. Kyle Hendricks almost got out of it.
Yeah, boy, he did a masterful job on Stanton and Bohr, and Ozuna got a pitch out up a little bit and emptied the bases.
So that'll wrap up things from the ballpark here in Miami. Final score again, the Marlins 5 and the Cubs 2. We're back here on CSN Friday night. Game 2 of a 4-game weekend set from Washington, D.C. at 6 Central. For JD and our entire crew here in South Florida, Len Casper inviting you to stay tuned. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live with special guest Jim DeShades.